Welcome to Open Vibes with your host, Denmika Eugene. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Open Vibes. I've been out for a moment, but I am back and I have a very special guest with me, Miss Ebony D. Welcome.
Hi, D. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
D, I cannot complain. I know people say this all the time, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Too blessed to be stressed, like literally. So I'm doing amazing.
I love that. I love it. That's it's such a blessing when no matter what the situation is, all is well within your soul.
Yeah, it's so that's hard to come by. That's something different when
Yeah.
So.
So, all right. So, Miss Ebony, tell us a little bit about who you are and what's your brand.
Okay, so Ebony is just this fun, outgoing, caring, loving, loyal person from the Midwest, love people, was lost once upon a time, like completely lost. But now I'm found.
Amen.
And when I mean found, I don't mean found by people. I don't mean found by a husband. I don't mean found by Jesus, which, I found myself.
Okay.
And I'm living in that and I'm loving it every single day. I call myself the mommy enthusiast. The reason why is because I have an undeniable love for mothers.
Yes.
Listen, mothers, I take my hat off to every mother in the world because we wear so many hats. We do so much every day, all day, in our sleep, when we wake up, before our feet hit the floor.
Yes.
We're thinking about the next thing for our kids. Oh, we got to get them to school. We got to get them up. Oh, we got to feed them breakfast. And before I became a mother, I didn't think twice about that. So I just want to say real quick, shout out to all the mothers out there. Your girl love you. I see the hard work that you do, and I truly appreciate you.
Wow.
So with my brand, it is truly to help women who have suffered abandonment, or they suffer cycles of situationships with men, or they suffer being broken more than they wanted to. In order to, the remedy to that is to find self-love and to find contentment within yourself. Because I don't believe I know. Once you find who you are, the sky is the limit. So that's pretty much what my brand is about. Just saluting the mothers and all the women out there that feel like there's no hope in life. I'm here to tell you there's a lot of hope. Woo, it's a lot.
It's so much. It's so much. I love the fact that I can definitely relate to this because this is an arena. What I see that you've done is you experienced a circumstance and you took all the negative out of it, or kept the negative in it, but you allowed it to thrust you forward and use it in a positive manner. And, it caused you to find your calling. And I think when you find your calling, you find yourself. You see yourself and you begin to understand who you are. So let's talk a little bit about, I'm sorry, I got one that I had to put out. I got a little puppy. She sneaks under my bed. I had to put her out. So with that being said, how do you help women?
So I help women in several different ways. One way is through my coaching program called Make Me Over. And basically what Make Me Over is pretty much taking that version of you right now and recreating it to a person who loves themselves undeniably. So within that coaching program, we help you get right mentally, emotionally, physically, and then mentally, emotionally, and physically. Those are the three pillars that we touch on.
Okay.
Because life is a mental game.
Yes.
If your mental is not right or is not functioning in the right state of mind, you begin to do things that you wake up and I didn't even know I was doing this. Mm-hmm. Or you find yourself in situations that harm you later on.
Yes.
And then emotional. If anybody has ever dealt with acting out of emotions, then you can relate to what I'm about to say. Mm-hmm. So when you act out of emotions, again, it triggers something inside of you that makes you do things again that you may regret. Mm-hmm. So in my situation, when I used to act out of our emotions, a lot of it came from men. Yes. No, don't leave. Stay. And then I'm running after them, or I'm checking their phones, or I'm doing all this other stuff because I'm acting out of emotion.
Yeah.
Instead of logic. Mm-hmm. Well, he was a player when you met him. You thought it was going to change? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He said he didn't want commitment out the gate. You thought you was going to change him? But because I caught myself loving him, I began to act out of emotion. Wow. Okay, so along with that emotion and all of these things that come along with it, now when you don't get your way and he's not paying you any attention, now you're depressed. Now you're stressed out. So then we go to this thing where we call, for me, it was stress eating. I'm picking up chips. I'm picking up waffles, pancakes. I'm drowning it in syrup. Before I knew it, I done gained 40, 50 pounds.
Yes.
So within my coaching program, we attack every single thing that you feel that you are not. Mm-hmm. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Nobody will ever love me. And we help you to turn that around to I am loved. I am healthy.
With your program and turning that around, what do you find is the key component that's missing besides you not loving yourself?
Oh, so I feel like the key component that's missing is when you don't know, when you just don't know in your environment. Mm-hmm. So I feel like when you don't have people around you to pour into you or tell you you're good, or, they're supporting you. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like who we are around is who we become.
That's it. That is it. You are the average of the 5 people you're around the most. You are.
So if you don't know better, you can't do better. Mm-hmm. In those situations, I was around the wrong people. So that is what allowed me to form that coaching program. I'm like, this is it. Like, yes. We got to connect them with like-minded women because it's a group coaching program. So we got to connect them with like-minded women that's going to tell them, you can do this. We got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that has had those same experiences or been in those same lows, and felt that because that pain is sharp, is deep, is hard. Mm. And when your mind doesn't understand it, mm-hmm. You can sink to a place to where some people don't recover from. So let me ask you this. When did you fall in love with Jesus?
Ooh. Listen, I fell in love with Jesus when Jesus didn't give up on me. And it's in my book, but I fell in love with Jesus because when I had experienced abandoned pregnancy, I cut Jesus off. Mm. How would you allow this to happen to me? Me? I go to church, I tithe, I love people, I give people a shirt off my back, my house is clean, all that, everything you pretty much, I don't lie. You did this to me? So I threw the towel in like, I don't want anything to do with you. But then there was one day, and I talk about it in my book, when I was in fetal, but the pain hurted so bad, D. It hurted so bad. Like, I just wanted help. It was just me and God in them walls. And I fell to the ground, clenching my stomach. I'm like, Lord, please help. I didn't have a choice but to call on him.
That's it.
He put you in those positions where you can't do anything but call on him. I called on him and he said, I've been here. I never left. Amen. So the thing for you to do, daughter, is to get up. We can take it from here. And I'm looking, I'm like, whoa, what is that? Hold on, wait. Ain't nobody in here but me. And then after that, he just started pouring into me just scriptures and song and gospel songs I've never heard before. And then just loving me every day. And I'm like, is what your love feel like?
It feels great.
I told you I didn't want anything to do with you, and you still like, it's okay. And ever since then, I've been running. I ran to the church. I started praise dancing. I started reading the Bible every day.
Yes.
Spend time with him. And I'm just like, wow. D. To anybody who has not experienced Jesus' love, I encourage you to ask him, can you experience it?
Yes, God.
Nothing tops that. Nothing. And I fall in love every single day, and I love it.
I love that. Wow. I absolutely love it. That is beautiful, because you were doing the formalities prior to. You were going to church. You were doing what you thought good girls are supposed to do.
Right.
And then you ran into this situation of being wounded and hurt. And you threw in a towel, and he came and just grabbed you up. That's a beautiful story. I mean, that needs to be written in a book. Well, it is the Bible, but it needs to be written, from your perspective and how he did you. And I love that. I absolutely love that. So
go ahead.
What was your experience like after that? So at that time, were you pregnant, or had you had the baby?
Oh, good question. I was pregnant at that time. I was literally 5.5, 6 months pregnant, because I was going back and forth through, having an abortion, things of that nature, because my child's father was like, just having an abortion. So I was like, maybe I would do my son justice if I just had an abortion. And but when God, Jeremiah 29:11, I'm riding down the street one day and on my way to my ultrasound, and one of our pastors here came on the radio show, and he quoted Jeremiah 29:11. He said, nothing is happening to you that God don't know about. You think your problem snuck up on him? It didn't sneak up on him. This is how he preaches. He said, Jeremiah 29:11, he has a purpose for you. And I'm like, preach.
Yes.
Come on. Falling from my eyes. I'm falling from my eyes. I said, if I have a boy, his name is going to be Jeremiah.
Nice.
So when I get to the ultrasound, she's doing her thing. I'm like, hurry up. Let me know. It was a boy. So at that point, I knew I couldn't give up. At that point, I knew I could no longer have an abortion, but the pain of me being rejected and abandoned and left was still there. Yes. So that is when God was like, I want you, basically, he wanted me to enjoy some of my pregnancy. So when he grabbed me up, D, and been running with him ever since. And one other thing I could say about finding Jesus and finding myself is, I don't call my girlfriends no more for advice. That part. Like, hey, girl, what you think? Do you know who I go to?
Matter. It don't matter. At the end of the day,
I go to God for everything before I bust a move. I'm like, hey, God, is this you? And the reason being is because I put myself in that situation of that abandoned pregnancy. He didn't do that. He just allowed it. I said, okay.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah. But even then, what the devil meant for bad, God meant for good, because he gave me the platform.
Ooh. And it's just not, I think at that age, and I'm not going to say that age, that stage, because age doesn't matter, because we get pregnant different ages and different things like that. It's at that stage where we just don't understand the full capacity of faith. Our minds have not really wrapped around God as your safety net.
Yes.
He's given us, and I love the part about, how he give us tools to work. He equips us with tools to work, but those war wounds become your tools.
Say that, D.
They become your tools. And then after you go through so many battles, you like, oh, I done collected all these tools. Now what you want me to do? Right. So now it's time for us to go build stuff for the people who don't have the tools.
Listen.
And that's what you're doing. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's a gift. How do you want people to feel?
You know what? I want people to wake up with this undeniable joy, unshakable joy. And when I say unshakable, because understand, I have come through a lot, but I'm still living. Yeah. So what that means is there's still going to be things and stuff and circumstances that come upon me that's going to want to make me check out. But if I have this joy about Ebony and what Ebony brings to the table and what Ebony can do and how Ebony can overcome, Ebony will keep on overcoming. And I just want people to feel that. I want you to feel that joy. I want you to feel that love for yourself and for God, and understand that even when she walk out, you still good.
You good.
You're good. Yes. Because when they walk out, they just making room for somebody else to come through that's gonna bless you and stay with you and raise you to the next level.
And to be able to see your gifts, to be able to value those gifts.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because when somebody don't value what you bring, they have to go.
Yeah. And that's what, and I'm glad you said that, because value, that is so major. When you don't value anything, you walk all over it. I'm gonna give you a quick story. So we and my boyfriend, shout out to my boyfriend, love you. So he came and picked me and my son up yesterday for ice cream. And my son, he's 4, but whatever. He swear he got big man syndrome, 4 years old. So my boyfriend.
Speak those things.
Right. It almost just came out. Like so my son in the back seat, like he opens doors and all that. So he strapped my son in. I get in the car and all of a sudden I feel him scooting my seat up on the side. I'm like, why is he scooting my seat up on the side? And he said to my son, he said, "You all right, little man? You can put your feet out. You can get your feet off of the chair now, off the seat." And then I'm like, "Oh, you me telling my son what to do? You know, I'm snapping and I was like, he's just teaching him the value of what you have. Yes. You value this seat that's keeping your mom safe and secure. You value this car that's getting us to and from." Exactly. Did I say God checked me like checkmate? I said, oh. So when you said value, if you don't value or they don't value, they'll walk all over you. All over you.
You are absolutely correct. Wow. Wow. I love it. And he's teaching good lessons, valuable lessons. Yes.
Very good lessons. And being a single mom for so long, it's challenging to see a man come in and do that. Yes. But I appreciate it and I respect it 100%.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. And I do. So my oldest daughters, their dad is in Michigan and my husband is, their stepdad. And coming into a marriage and you have 2 daughters already. And, because I went through some of your experiences early on. That, I understand that level of pain all too well. And I had to sort through all of those things. And honestly, it wasn't until I got in Christ and he got in me that I was able to identify what took place, but why it took place. Yes. And like you said, it's mind, it's body, it's soul, it's everything encompassed into one, but allowing God to lead you and to be in control and knowing that he's in control. And like I say, that goes back to that faith until we identify that, oh, my faith has to increase. We can't move, we can't shift, we can't grow. So your program is a program of faith, and it's teaching them how to move through these scenarios and these situations. And I commend you on that, because you were able to see something or go through something and take it and turn it and make it so positive. And that's the area that I dwell in. Like anything that's negative or bad or hurtful, God makes it good.
Listen, and you know what? The great thing about healing and understanding the reason and the season is, now when I see my child's father, it's no bitterness.
It's liberty. It's freedom. And it's kindness and gentleness there. It's appropriateness because God. Yes.
And I say, people, okay, so in the midst of all of this going on, my friends would say, those friends back then would say, I don't know how you sit through this and let this man do what he does to you. Yeah, I didn't have control, because the old Ebony was ready to tear something up. But I couldn't, my insides wouldn't allow me. But at that time, God was transforming me, and he was breaking me and pruning me for where I'm at now.
Yes.
And now when I see my child's father, people ask me now, how do you see him? And you can smile and say hi. First it was, I don't know how you could see him and not want to tear something up. Now it's, I don't know how you could see him and smile and laugh. And why not?
Because you said you got joy unspeakable. I mean, yeah.
Why not? Why not? The hardest thing for people to see is your come up. They know they did you wrong, but when they see that come up, that just plays over and over and over in their head when they see you elevate. And God has taken me from elevation to elevation to elevation. I don't start anything with saying, thank God. I thank you.
That's it.
I thank you. And I thank him for that pain. Oh my God. It's so crazy. I walk through this house and I say, Lord, thank you for them experiences. Thank you for that wound. Thank you for that battle. Yes. You know, thank you for that, because then I know I'm a fighter.
You're a warrior. Yes.
I'm about that, right? But spiritually, I don't have to put my hands on you.
No.
Let me take it to my dad. He definitely gonna ride with me. So I'm very, very appreciative. My book came out of that. My radio show came out of that. My Facebook group came out of that, and also me just want to be healthier came out of that. Yes. I'm down 44 pounds. Thank you. 44 pounds after gaining all that weight and thinking nobody would ever look twice at me. Ever. But I start loving on me.
Loving on yourself. And you know, it takes a moment to get to that place. Amy Thomas said, that's powerful. It's a lesson in your or our pain.
Yes, Miss Amy. Yes.
So getting to that place of confidence and loving you. And you know, I had to tell one of my friends yesterday, don't care what nobody else thinks. It only matters what God say. And when you have instructions and authority from God, you can execute with precision, confidence, excellence. It doesn't matter what anybody else say. It doesn't matter what anybody else think. And that's why you were able to stop calling those friends, because those friends can't solve your problem. All your friends are going to say is, let's go drink. Let's go smoke. Let's go do this. Let's go, you know. And then you're going to still be at point A. Or probably in a negative now, because now you done committed other sins. Now I need more help getting out of this.
Exactly.
Truth be told.
And you know, now, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And now it's so good because I don't have those extra distractions. And I'm not going to say my friends were distractions. They were in my life at that reason of where I was mentally and all of that. They served their purpose. But now I wake up. The first thing I do is I say, you are so beautiful today.
Yes.
I'm looking in the mirror. I'm not calling it amazes me how I don't pick up that phone and say, hey y'all, so what I do last night? Or, trying to, no, I'm taking care of me this morning. All this time is my time. And now I wake up and I listen to motivational speaking and I feel like they my friends. I could tell you their speeches, the name of their YouTube, all that, because they are feeding me and I'm able to go throughout my day,
Wow. So what have you learned? What's been the most important lesson you learned about being a mother?
Oh, you don't know everything, and it's okay, not to know everything. Because when I laid him when I had my son and I laid him on my chest, I said, God, you trusting me? I don't know. You trusting me by myself with this baby? I couldn't even breastfeed. When I got out the hospital, I'm calling my sister like, I can't breastfeed. Bring him some milk. My son was crying for 2 hours. I couldn't do it. I'm like, I can't do it. So I'm gonna say there's 2 lessons. One, ask for help.
That's it.
Don't think you gotta do everything on your own. Even being a single mother, get you some help. You better call them nurses. You better call them daycare providers. They know. If you don't know, somebody before you knows.
Yes.
So get you some help. And then, like I said, you don't know everything. So don't beat yourself up because, he's acting out today. And yesterday he was just fine. Now today he jumping off the walls and chandeliers. I don't know what's going on. It's okay. You are learning him as he is learning you, or she, if you have a daughter. Those are the 2 most important things that has made my life a lot easier. Take some of that burden off of me of thinking that I gotta be perfect.
Yeah.
I wasn't perfect when I got in this situation.
Definitely.
I'm gonna be perfect now.
Yeah. So what was the first year of motherhood like for you? The first year.
The first year was, do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
The first year was HELL. And I'm going to say it was hell because I was doing it by myself. And I was trying to work. I was trying to I was in my master's program at the time. And I love education. So I had to drop that because I couldn't take care. I didn't know. I couldn't take care of him.
You didn't know how to balance yet. Yes.
I didn't know how to balance it, how to go to school, go to work, and take care of him. I had no idea. And then having to allow a babysitter to take my son for 8 hours, it killed me in the inside every single day. Because I felt like as a mom, I'm supposed to be on him at all times. But I had to give him to somebody else to help me. Not to mention, my child's father was put still as if abandonment wasn't enough. He was still putting me through it. And when I say putting me through it, he didn't want to pay child support. So he had me back and forth in court constantly, making up lies. The stuff that he was doing, he had his mothers and them turning against me. His mother and his sister, they all try to gang up on me. It was horrible. But then towards that, when my son turned 1, I remember the day before his birthday, I made this big post on Facebook. I said, I had no idea what I was doing, but we made it, Jay.
Yes.
We made it through this year. And we got more. After that, I was good.
I love it. Because, that first year is crucial because, like you said, it's all the things that you were experiencing, but you're still not clear in your mind yet from having a baby. You still have those hormones going. Postpartum is very, very real. It's an area where a lot of people don't believe it's a real thing if they have never experienced it, but it's a very psychological, mentally challenging situation. And then having a baby and not knowing what to do and being a single mom. So that's a lot of pressure. And that's why, that's why this particular ministry is so important, because people don't know, especially if they haven't walked through this type of fire before.
Yes.
And it's unfamiliar, it's uncomfortable. You're wounded, you're walking alone, you're discouraged. And for you to take the baton and pass it and say, you know what, here's a group over here for you ladies. Let's walk through this journey. Let us help you. I commend you. So let's talk about this book. So what's in the book? What's the name of the book?
So it's called Gift of Pain, Persevere Through an Abandoned Pregnancy. It's my baby. It's my baby. And what's in the book is my life story of going through that abandoned pregnancy. I mean, it starts from the beginning when me and my child's father was cool. We was kicking it. We was lovey-dovey. And then how all of a sudden when you rush into stuff, you see those red flags, but you ignore them red flags.
Mm-hmm.
And I ignored them because he was fine. He was fine. So I ignored all of that. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up in an abandoned pregnancy situation. So it talks about how I went through the abandoned pregnancy and how I came out of it.
Nice.
Because as you said before, we'll get in a situation, we'll stay in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some people get in a situation, they take their life. And some people are getting a situation, they just constantly talking about it and just bitter.
Don't know what to do with it. Yeah.
You know, Lecrae, the singer, the gospel singer was one of I love him to pieces. He got this song called Lost or something.
Mm-hmm.
Lost, I Find
You. I love that song. I love it. And it's a female singing a hook. I love this song. Yeah.
Oh, it just does something to my soul. So the one lyric in there that he says is, they said, don't be bitter, get better. Yeah. I'm working on switching them letters. I said, ooh. Because when I was going through that abandoned pregnancy, I was bitter.
Oh, definitely.
Wanting to get better, desiring better. So that's when this book came along and after I finally made it through. But let me tell you, I didn't want to touch this pain of the abandoned pregnancy. I didn't want to put it out there. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. Felt guilt. I didn't want to put it out there because I felt like people was going to look at me some type of way.
Mm.
Like I was 28 years old when I experienced this. I wasn't 16 or 17. I'm a full grown woman,
mm-hmm.
educated and everything. How do you go through this? So I went through that. My sister, God is so good. He knows who to put in your life. That's why I tell people connection matters.
Yes.
She said, I was going on this journey of teaching entrepreneurs how to build businesses because I'm phenomenal at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, that ain't it. I said, what you mean? So she's not supporting my dream and helping entrepreneurs. She said, you need to touch on that pain. You need to write the book. And I was angry. How you gonna tell me to write I'm not writing. I'm not doing that. But I did it. And when I did it, it helped so many people.
Mm-hmm.
God gave me a vision that my book was going to fly off the shelf. Like, just, and I'm like, me?
Yes.
Can I tell you, homeboy didn't lie? He didn't lie. My book is highly requested.
I love it.
I have used that book. What's in the book? There's a challenge. There's tools in there to help you overcome. Like if you don't do my coaching program, there's tools in that book to help you along the way. So
honestly, with that being said, I remember when I was pregnant with my second oldest daughter, I was in such heartache. I was in distress. A friend went and bought me a book, Iyanla Vanzant, In the Meantime. I needed, during those times, I needed something so bad. I didn't even know what I needed. And I was so lonely. I was so afraid. The fear was so real. I mean, it was, you couldn't even imagine, and being pregnant. So I went into preterm labor at 6.5 months. And I'm grateful that I had a great doctor. We were able to stop the labor. I had to be on bed rest, literally feet up until the end of term because I was so wounded here. It induce my labor. I'm saying that to say that would be a great book for women. And I pray, even if you have a mate or not,
yeah,
during pregnancy, is women need something that can guide them through that.
yeah.
Because sometimes you can't, like you say, you can't tell the friends, you can't, because nobody knows in those downtimes what's going on. Nobody knows when you laying in the bed at night or you so sick to your stomach from hurt that you don't even want to eat while you're pregnant. Just open a can of green beans and just eat a few and go to bed. I mean, things like that. So nobody has put out a book to where it's like, hey, let's deal with this while you're pregnant and then get you over the hump.
And that's my whole entire purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I felt was nobody understood. There was nothing on the internet. There was nobody I could call. And then the people that did try to tell me, they really wasn't saying the right thing. They just wasn't. It didn't make me feel better. Matter of fact, it probably multiplied the pain even more. And as I'm writing this book, I'm saying, there are some people who need me. They need this book. I'm real down to earth. I don't judge. And so God, I was going to, before I got pregnant, I was going to law school because I wanted to become a judge.
Okay.
But then all that stopped when I got pregnant. So then I came back around to finding my purpose, and God said, you're not even judgmental. How are you going to judge? How are you going to be?
I love it.
I said, okay. I hear you.
Yes.
So your purpose is to serve my people and show them how to love. And every time I try to walk away from this purpose, he come right back.
Girl, snatch you back like a bungee cord. What you trying to do?
So the book was let me tell you, D, no matter what I do in life, that book right there, I even go back at times and read and say, this is what you came through.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you came through, and it's here to help the masses. It's here to help the masses.
Wow. Well, I definitely commend you on writing and expressing it and putting it out, because and honestly, I'm at a phase, and we had a conversation yesterday, but I was saying different phases and different transitions. I said, did anybody write a book on how to parent adults?
Right.
And you know what? And just to let you know, as a mother, when I had young children, I didn't see and couldn't see how God was going to make the way, how he was going to open doors, how he was going to get them to where they are now. I have not been the perfect mom. I would never say that. I've been the best mom that I know how to be.
Yes.
And with that, I have loved and I love my children. But I knew no matter what, if we was in a cardboard box or if we was in a 16 bedroom mansion or whatever, I was going to love them regardless of what this world was throwing at them. So, them getting to where they need to be in life and watching them grow as adults, and they're women now, it's such a blessing, because I remember when my first one was born, I was in college. I couldn't see.
Yeah.
I couldn't see. So yes, God is going to walk you through all the steps, and Jeremiah, he's going to be great. He's going to be a phenomenal man of God. Wow. So how long had you been wanting to be a mom before you became a mom?
Oh, D, that's a really good question. Oh, that's why you have to really watch what you say, but I'm gonna get to that. So I didn't really think about it because I was always the one that never had a man by my side. I would show up to events, family events by myself. Everybody had kids and families. I had friends who I was always the one without the family. So I'm like, oh man.
Okay.
So it was like maybe 3 or 4 years that I was kind of Like, yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't. Sure, I can do what I want to do. And it was, yeah. But then when I met my child's father and I seen how phenomenal he was with his daughter, he made me want a child. I'm like, because he had custody of her. I'm like, he's such a great father. Like, he made me melt it even more because my father wasn't around. So it was very attractive to see a man take care of his daughter the way he did. So this is what I said. Even if me and him don't end up together, I still want to have a child by him. And I wanted this baby. But then when it wasn't happening, I said to my cousin, I said, it's either going to be a dog or a baby. Looks like a baby ain't coming, so it's going to be a dog. And I was just speaking all of this, not even knowing what I was speaking. And then I ended up having my son. And so I'm going to say probably 3 or 4 years before I really birthed. I thought I couldn't get pregnant. I was 27, 28 and had not had a pregnancy scare, not a miscarriage, nothing.
Wow.
And I was like, so it's just not meant for me. It's so hard to go through that when you know the amount of love you have and you can't have kids. You like,
yeah,
why can't I birth a baby? But I birthed homeboy, my son.
I love it. I love it. So what do you believe will be the thoughts of the audience after viewing this show?
That no matter what you go through, there is another side. The grass is greener. Also, that being a single mom does not stop you. It does not. People think based on society, they make you think that, oh, you have to be with somebody. God created Adam and Eve to have a help meet. And I believe you can find love and love will find you. But you can do it by yourself.
You can.
So that's what I feel like the audience will believe, just to gain a little bit of hope. Something to hold on to.
Yes, definitely. So what are some charities or foundations that are important to you?
Oh, that's a very good question. So there is this foundation called it's called Single Matters. And it really helps with single parents, kids out the womb, don't really have the experience to know what they're doing. I donate to them on a regular. And send inspirational messages and talk when I can, because I just want people to know, like, we're human. So them, and then there's another one called Impact. And then what Impact does is it's here in our city. Is it helps single mothers who don't have the funds to get to where they need to be. I actually work for them.
Wow.
I used to work for them, or people who want to do something bigger and better, but don't have the tools or the resources. And I teach them how to do that. So I think charities like that are just giving back to help people dreams come true.
Definitely.
I'm always, trying to find the next best one.
Wow. I absolutely love it. So I have to ask you offline about Impact affiliates as well. So you're located in Indianapolis.
I am.
Okay, so that is where Impact is. So that is a charity that is there, or a foundation that's there if somebody need resources or anything. Yes. Impact and what's the other one? I'm sorry.
Single Matters.
Single Matters. Yes.
And I can say with Impact, I had impact. When we look at the word impact, I didn't know what the impact. It really has an impact on your life. Like, it truly had an impact on my life. I met really great people there. I helped really good people. And again, if you want to, anybody that's listening, if you want to better yourself, the resources is there. It's there.
Nice. So tell me one success story. You don't have to say their name, or of someone that you've helped, and where are they now?
Oh, so many. So yes, there was one of my friends who it was years that went on. She also I ain't gonna say abandoned pregnancy, but her child's father left her when she had the baby. Her baby was she was pregnant with one and had a 2-year-old. He decided he wanted to be with another woman. And for years, she dealt with this bitterness and going through, just acting out. With my tools and my resources, I've been able to talk to her and help her point out the pros and the cons. Nice. And help her understand what her worth and her value is now. And I mean, it was a time where she couldn't even look at her child's father. Now they're able to co-parent without her lashing out or talking back about the past and how he left and that nature. It's that Lecrae, bitter and better. She flipped it around. Yeah. So, it's so many, but that is the one that has stood out to me. Because it was so bad. She had like spirits in her home. That was hitting her because it was so much pain. The pain.
Yeah, she was tormented. Oh,
yes. It was horrible, and it was always an issue. She always argued back, but now she let that man be, and she goes on and live her life as normal. And it's no bitterness there, none.
Nice.
Yeah. And again, I use the tools that I use because I wanted to see if it worked. So I helped her, and she's one of my. I go to her all the time. Like, how are you doing? And I'm that one to still check up on you and say, hey, how you doing? It could be years later, girl. What's new?
Yeah, love it. Wow, I definitely commend you on that. So, what are some of your goals right now?
Yes. So some of my goals right now is I got a book collaboration coming out called She Said Yes, Loving Herself and Taking Love to the Next Level. And that is to make sure I get that out to the masses. We went from abandoned pregnancy. Now I'm like, look here. Don't you stay there. Let's do some self-love. So I want to be able to take that into schools and take that into colleges and universities and, really help prepare people for the world.
Yes.
The other thing I'm doing, I'm going to become a Zumba instructor. So my goal is...
My sister did. She did during the pandemic. Yes, girl. I had to give you her page so you can check her out.
Does she still do it?
She does it. Yes. She does it Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
See, yes. I stepped into this whole self-love thing. Yes. So I'm like, and I love to dance. So I'm like, what better way to dance, do Zumba. So that's my second goal, girl. I keep having goals, right? The third goal is I want to be able to become one of the top motivational speakers there is.
Yes, I love it.
And people leave with value and be like, that woman,
Ebony D, baby.
Listen, I'm trying to ring bells when my name drops.
Yes. So. That is beautiful. I love it. I love these goals. Girl, I'm motivated and I'm inspired. So I absolutely love it. What do you secretly love about yourself?
What I love about myself, I would say, is I'm an introvert, extrovert. I love how I can be the life of the party. I love how I can step on the scene and shout you out and congratulate you and act a fool. But then I can come home, be myself, read my book, and don't have to be bothered.
I love that.
I love that I can turn it on and turn it off. Like I can adapt. That's what I love.
Nice. So tell us 3 fun facts about you.
Ooh, fun facts. Okay. So I enjoy roller skating.
So you can skate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got my own skates. I don't mind falling. Because I feel like if I fall, I'm learning. Y'all bear with me. The other fun thing I would say is I'm a tomboy, so I like to play basketball. I like to, go to gun range and
Yeah.
I pretty much like do anything a guy like to do. I work on a car. I mean, anything a guy will do, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is I'm a kid at heart when it comes to my son. So I enjoy playing hide and seek with him. I enjoy, throwing the ball and seeing if he can catch it. Like I thrive off of seeing my son being able to catch a ball. I don't know why. I'm like, oh wow. But those are 3 fun facts about me that being a woman and the tomboy thing, people like, oh, I don't see you being a tomboy, but that is my comfort place.
Girl, I am a tom.
Are you?
I mean, I love being a lady. I love it. I love being a woman. I love the things that we can do, how we can. I mean, I don't mind playing. I used to play softball, basketball, volleyball. I mean, I love sports. I don't mind working out. I don't mind. I mean,
listen, you would think my sister or something.
But I love, and my sisters and I, we all play sports together. And girl, but I love feeling like a lady. And I love the fact that women can go in and out. Poor men, they can't do that.
They can't. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff.
But yeah, those are things. I'm such a fun person. Anybody come in contact with me, they like, oh, is Ebony coming? Is Ebony coming? So yeah, I just love life, the good, the bad, and one thing before we leave is gratefulness. That's one thing I love about myself is because I walk through my house literally every day, and I thank God for the lights. I thank God for the water. I thank God that my son has a room with a TV that's mounted on the wall. And I was like, everybody don't have this, especially a lot of single mothers.
A lot.
When I look in his closet, he got shoes galore, clothes galore. Like he doesn't want for anything.
Yes.
And also I thank him for my child's father, because he does pay child support now. He gets them every other weekend. They have a bond. Nice. And I'm grateful because again, some single mothers, they don't have that. And I just so happen to, God is good, lucked up on that. So I pray that everybody practice gratefulness, because when you pour out gratefulness, God pour in blessings.
He definitely does. He definitely does. So I'm gonna have you grab 2 items, whatever 2 items you want to grab. Around
me, like right now.
Yep.
Whew, okay. Let's see. Okay. Grab this book.
Okay.
Here. And I'll grab. Ain't nothing around me.
Ain't nothing around you. Okay. All right. So with those 2 items, tell us, how are you going to save the world?
Oh, save the world. Just by holding them up. No. So I am going to save the world by putting thoughts. This is really good. That was good. Putting thoughts, writing down testimonies in this book that people can see that I have overcome. Living proof that the battle is not over. As long as you continue to go and you read what I have written, you will survive. You will survive.
Yes. I love it. You picked the right 2 things. This is going to be the best year ever. Like,
yes, it is. And I don't even know 2021, y'all.
2021 and 22. Yes, I love it. Nice. She just saved the world. So before we leave, what do you want to leave the people with?
I want to leave them with put yourself first. We love our family. We love serving. But if you don't put yourself first and you don't know who you are, you will begin to attract things that you don't like. Attract things that you shouldn't consume, but you're consuming. And then let's just face it, you're going to be beat down. We want to live a life of abundance, of prosperity. You want to have the energy to serve. In order to make that happen, you have to love yourself first. And if for some reason you struggle with that, call your girl Ebony D. Been there, done that. I'm still doing that. And I can definitely help you learn how to do that. If you don't want to call me, call Jesus. He'll give you the tools as well.
Amen. Amen. I received that wholeheartedly. That was so beautiful. So you guys check out Miss Ebony D. She is on Facebook. She is. What's your handles?
So on Facebook, I am Ebony Davis. Instagram, I am Ebony D. My Facebook group is also under I am Ebony D as well. So check me out, y'all. You can Google me too. You Google me, you can find me.
And get that book. Get that book if you know anybody who may need it, anybody who's entering into a relationship. It might be a good idea just to read it just in case. For our young sisters out there, get the book, read the book, and understand that, sometimes life takes turns and it's unforeseen circumstances. So get the book.
Oh, hold on, give me 1 second. Tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. to my radio show, Real Self-Love Talk with Ebony D, where we have guests that come on and tell their real self-love story. Catch me on any podcast and also get the EB app. Thank y'all.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening.
Yes.